All right, welcome back. This is part 2 of the walkthrough on creating the dashboard. And if you're new to the channel or new to this video or new to everything, what we're simply doing is we're trying to create a dashboard that monitors the entire market currencies and gives you the exact situation of the market at any given point in time as soon as you impute all the current news releases. Moving on, we worked on page 1 the very first time, or rather page 1/page 2. The page 1 can act as your page 2. All we just did was we got the news, we had it imputed into the page, and then we did a bit of a cleanup, removing empty spaces in row A, and then finally we applied the formula here that is able to bring out the actual date for each specific news release. Notice how there's now to get into today's work. What we're doing today is we're working on the actual news input itself, whereby we will convert this into numbers Excel can understand and also get the difference of the situation. So like I said, you could use the same page as both your news page and your news input page. However, there's just one issue here. The issue here is that let's go delete some certain news from this place. I'm going to delete all the way from 17th till today, and I'm going to show you where an error is going to be witnessed. Like I said, I'm going to be showing you errors and possible errors you could meet if you're following the steps and how to rectify them in case you meet them. So we're going to head straight to today. Let's go to today, and when it loads up, like I said, we removed some certain days. We removed all the way from when this was the last date here is the 16th. We removed all the way from 16th. So we're going to start from 17th till date. I'm going to apply that. Again, we're going to do the exact same thing we did before. So you see the errors that could possibly exist. Now you copy all of this and you come here. If you paste this as value, you notice something happened, right? We inserted colon B here, hence it is becoming distracting to this situation. You can see how those numbers are no longer lining up with each other properly. So what do? To clean this up, we simply take column A, we'll cut it off, like cut. We'll come to C, right click and insert the cut one. That way we now have this standing on its own, doing its own mathematics from afar. While we go back to copy this page again from here, we're going to copy it again, and then this time we will no longer paste in the A column, we'll paste it in B, and that's an error. So paste in value, paste as plain text in B. Now to stop the constant repetition of having to drag down this data, I would remove all of what we just did, and what we're just going to do is we're going to select anywhere within this entire place that has values, and we're going to click on format as table. We're going to format this as table because we want Excel to be able to replicate the formulas by itself without us having to repeat the move. So we'll say okay, and then you notice when I come down here, come to B, the exact place after this last stop, come here and I paste the information here. What happens next is it doesn't catch it up because of this set of empty spaces. However, all I need to do at this point is just pull down on the arrow behind here and pull it down. You see, it applies the formula all by itself. I didn't have to worry, stress, or have to work myself up. This is why we're using tables all through. And again, like I said, I'm not going to clean up the data because I want to show you how to create the dashboard without cleaning up the data. And then you see how to clean it up in the process so you can get what you're looking for. The next part we want to do is, now, normally the logic around forecast and calculators is that when you take out the forecast from the actual, you have either degree positive or degree negative. That tells you if a market was bullish or bearish, or a particular news in particular, sorry, I said the market is bullish or bearish. Yeah. Now, if you apply that sentiment here, you go equal to, you take the actual minus the forecast, apply, enter, you'd notice it tells you a lot of things called value, which is literally telling you errors. Because again, Excel does not know how to read letters as values. You can see what is written here is 1844K, which stands for thousands, right? Or 211K, which is 211,000. It doesn't know how to read this. Now, for Excel to read this, I'm going to pull out the formula from my very own sheet. This way, it's going to be quick for us. Now, this is a formula I came up with. What this formula does is the formula looks through a particular text, takes out the denominator at the bottom, or rather the indicator at the right, the extreme right, and considers what in exact that indicator is. Now, M stands for millions, K stands for thousands. You can see it right here. In the formula, it says K, it converts it to 1,000 and multiplies it by the number that's supposed to be there. It removes the M and then multiplies it by the number. M stands for a million. This is a million. B stands for billion, and then T stands for trillion. I don't think there's anything bigger than that. We're going to copy all of this, and I'm going to put it right into this sheet right here. And when I put it in, what you see happen next is it's not reading properly. Why is it not reading properly? Simply because I had selected the wrong location. Yeah, I've selected the wrong location. So to change that, all I'll do is I'll just change the very first one to make sure it is focused on the word actual. And you can see I'm just changing this E whatever to actual, selecting on the exact box where actual is supposed to be. You can see all of them, specific box. And then I press the enter key. You see, I no longer have any single error. If I scroll down to the bottom of this, I don't have errors. I don't have errors at all. The only thing I have here is blanks. And why do I have blanks? Well, it's simply because of the fact that we refuse to clean up the data properly. That is why we have blanks. You can see these are news that releases without any forecast. Like this one, for example, you can see doesn't have any news yet, any actual news yet, since it just stays blank. Now, with this knowledge in mind, it means simply say we do not have any reason to call this actual anymore, because this isn't the actual. The actual is this we have here. If you label it actual, you will end up having it telling you actual too. This is how Excel thinks. So what you could do is you could clear out all of these names here, or cut it out, and then you paste it up here. So that way, this will just be columns, because obviously you would not use any of this again except for the actual later in time. And you can take this formula, right? Just copy the box, paste it here, paste it here. It's going to, by itself, it's supposed to map the next thing. But if it doesn't map properly, all you simply do is you select the first one, drag it right. It's going to remap itself properly. And then you select it to pull all the way down. You can see, like I said, I'm going to take you through a walkthrough where I will show you every error you can possibly encounter. And that is what I am doing, the promise I made from the beginning. Now, we have actual, forecast, and previous. The next thing we want to do is what the analyst does, right? It's just a very simple thing, which was what we started with. We remove the actual from the forecast. To do that, you simply say equal to actual minus forecast. However, there is a problem. There is a big problem. For example, things like this, where there's no value here, how come it is giving you a calculation? Because what happens is this: when this formula was calculated, if the cell is blank, it will return 0. Hence, it calculates based on 0. And that is a fault. So for it not to do that, you need to create a new formula where it's going to take account of this space here. This is supposed to be the forecast space. It's going to take account of this forecast space. If this forecast space is empty, then it should not do actual minus forecast. Instead, it should be saying the actual minus the previous. So to do that, what we'll do is we'll create an if formula, which is a conditional formula that states that if this, right? I'm going to clear out the whole thing so you don't get confused. So is blank. This is how Excel is able to think. If this is blank, what it does is it takes actual from previous. Now, when it is not blank, you can see it right here. It says if false, meaning if it is not blank, meaning if there's a digit here, right, it means there's actually a forecast. It's going to take the actual and take it away from the real forecast. And then press enter. You notice a lot of them automatically change by themselves. If I press Ctrl Z here, let's look at it again, and Ctrl Y, and then Ctrl Y again, you notice a lot of them, they changed and they got you proper values. Now you have the difference. This, my dear friends, is the actual difference of the forecast from actual or forecast from previous. Here we are going to meet the very next problem. The very next problem is we need to determine if each specific news is bullish or bearish based on the result of the difference. Some news greater is bullish. You know, when the actual is greater than the forecast, it is bullish. And then there are some news when the actual is greater than the forecast, it is bearish. Now, this brings us back to the page we were supposed to create at first, called the news page. Why is the news page not created at first? Because I wanted you to fall into the error and see why the error takes you somewhere back to what you're supposed to do in the first place. But the news page requires us getting every single news that exists here. So to get that news page, we'll go to the next video, which will be released later in time. Thank you all for watching. See you all on the next video. Peace.